Chapter 6, Controlled Impatience. I have often tried to find some word or phrase that would sum up the attitude, the approach. I feel an agency needs to keep it growing, to keep its thinking young and alert, never static. The phrase, just two words, controlled impatience. Impatience is the key to progress. Impatience keeps the world on the move, dissatisfied with the status quo, always looking for something better. But let me emphasize the word controlled. Impatience without control can lead to disaster. It can destroy the good things we have, the business we have built. It can destroy the very goals we are trying to achieve. One of the dangers in advertising is that you or your client tire of an idea and want to make a change, simply for the sake of change. You or he may be ready to discard an idea while to the consumer it is still fresh and working. And you have no proof that anything else will do better. Look out! Control your impatience and your clients. The more creative you are, the harder it is because new ideas keep springing up. You are impatient to see them put to work. Well, keep the ideas coming. No matter how well your campaign is doing, remember that even the best idea can be topped, and it had better be topped by you. But make sure your new ideas are better than your old ones before you consider a change. And don't be stampeded into any other course. We ran certain campaigns for years. They were successful. They were selling goods. They were building the client's business. Yet we never relaxed and let it go at that. All through those years, our staff kept developing new ideas. We didn't want to stay with our current campaign simply because we couldn't think of a new one. But we were not going to change just for the sake of change. Only when research had convinced us that our new idea, tested against the current campaign, would sell more goods did we move to a new campaign. In short, keep trying to top your best, but be mighty sure you've topped it before you give it up. That's controlled impatience. Trying to let go with one hand, but holding tight with the other. Let me say again, don't get tired of the right idea. Don't confuse repetition with monotony. A real advantage gains power with repetition. Too many clients tire of an idea before the public does. When a client once told me he was tired of a campaign, my answer was simple. Don't look at it. Look at the sales chart. It's a much better index and, I hope, more fun for you. An actress I know played in the same show on Broadway for 3 years. At the same time, each night this actress cried, real tears in her eyes. Someone asked her, "How is it possible to play the same role for 3 years and still cry every night at 9:15? "That's easy," said the actress. "Every night we have a different audience, people who have never seen the play before. They're new to me, and I keep the play new for them. It takes a keen mind to tell the difference between a right idea and the wrong application of a right idea. I speak of this because so many right ideas are killed off merely because the advertiser does not have the training to differentiate between idea and application. How many times have you heard an advertiser say, "We tried that idea once before. It didn't work." In the first place, unless you see what he tried once before and are sure it is really the same as your own idea, don't accept his answer. If the idea should turn out to be the same, then examine just how he applied it. The best idea in the world can die of the wrong application. It is too hard to get the right idea to have it thrown aside by an advertiser carelessly saying, "We tried that before." When we were handling the Cody account, we had a musical program on radio built around Ray Noble's band. The client liked the program, but his staff was worried. "How do we know how many people are listening?" they asked. This antedated ratings. We said, "Make an offer, give something free." They jumped at that. Now, what to give? They had a lipstick sampler, but we shouldn't offer that. They had offered it on radio once before, and it hadn't pulled. We looked at the sampler and liked it. "Do you have enough on hand?" we inquired. Enough? Oh yes, they were sure they had plenty. Then their advertising manager suggested that, just for the fun of it, all of us in the room form a pool. We'd each guess the number of returns and back our guess with $1. Of the client's people, not one guessed more than 4,000. They knew what they'd pulled before. When the returns came in, they totaled 83,000. So many factors could have been different. The copy, the time, the program, the hour. Yet they had been ready to drop the idea because they had tried it before. They failed to differentiate between the right idea and the wrong application of the right idea. That's it for today. If you enjoyed this video, you might want to check our link in the description, where you'll find many other fundamental marketing books in different languages. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more persuasion and direct response content. See you in the next one.